hit.
You think he'll be back in the NFL?
You never know. I mean, when you play this game, if you still have that passion and, right situation, I think it's always a chance. But like I was just saying before, he's a great teammate, great person to be around. So if he decides to be back and play, then that's what he'll do.
Who's the team to beat in the AFC East?
All of them. We're taking it one at a time.
One at a time.
Oh, wow. We did 15 minutes where they weren't in Belichick speak, and now we got back to it. I'm pretty impressed. That's good. I love it.
One at a time.
Well, here's the real final question for you, Devin. I need a scouting report.
You said that 3 questions ago.
No, Randy said that. I wasn't done. Final question. Scouting report on the new long snapper for Rutgers football.
Oh, man, he's going to be a great long snapper. He comes from New England Patriots,
So you've seen Stephen Belichick snap before?
I don't even have to see him snap.
You know he could do it.
I already know.
Beautiful. Guys, good luck this year.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That really was the last question.
All right, good.
Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty, two of the young stars for the New England Patriots on defense. Sneak in some telephone calls on the other side. Entertaining stuff with McCourty and Chung. 877 NFL Kank.
SiriusXM NFL Radio brought you the 2011 Hall of Fame announcement live and talk to the commissioner about his role overseeing the league's player conduct policy.
The reputation of the NFL, our integrity is one of the primary responsibilities of the commissioner's job, and that's just not with players, that's with clubs. Part of my responsibility is to make sure everyone's playing by the rules and we're reflecting well on the shield, which is something that I feel strongly about, so I'm not going to hand that off to a third party.
SiriusXM NFL Radio, Channel 88, looking ahead to the 2011 season.
The low price sale is back at Dave Smith Motors. It's going on right now at DaveSmith.com. DaveSmith.com is the #1 Dodge dealer in the United States with over 1,500 new and used vehicles to choose from at DaveSmith.com. Find great deals that are worth traveling for at DaveSmith.com. DaveSmith.com is offering low prices during the low price sale at DaveSmith.com.
It's human nature. You get a life insurance policy and put it out of your mind. Well, many term life insurance rates have come down over the past few years. Paying too much? There's an easy way to see. Call SelectQuote. Your SelectQuote agent will impartially shop select, highly rated term life companies and tell you if they can beat your price. For example, Max is 39. He quit smoking 3 years ago and is in great health. SelectQuote found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $19 a month. For your free quote, just call 1-800-932-5400. That's 1-800-932-5400. Or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Hey, fleet owner, is fueling your trucks putting the squeeze on your profits? Well, now that every penny counts, it's time you count on CRST Malone. Malone truckers average $1.92 gross plus 100% fuel surcharge. Their large fuel discount network can save you up to 32 cents a gallon, and Malone accepts any age trucks. They're 100% owner-operator, and their systems are owner-operator friendly. Call them at 888-MALONE-8. That's 888-MALONE-8, or visit joinmalone.com. Fleet owners count on CRST Malone.
This is New York Jets head coach Rex Ryan, and you're listening to Sirius XM NFL Radio, Channel 88.
Sirius XM NFL Radio, Channel 88. Every camp, every team. This is Sirius XM NFL Radio's Training Camp Tour 2011. It's the Sirius XM Blitz. Here are your hosts, Adam Shine and Randy Cross.
Shine and Cross, Sirius XM Blitz, we broadcast live from New England Patriots training camp. Randy, that was great, entertaining stuff with Devin McCourty and Patrick Chung.
Yeah, it really was a good team. Good teamwork there. It was a great choice by Nick Costos and the PR group here at New England, putting those two guys together. McCourty can be rather talkative. Patrick's not always a real effusive person, but they brought out a lot of the good stuff in each other, especially when they started talking about Randy Moss and some of their experiences.
The Lee Bodden
Yeah.
I think that's a real interesting nugget in terms of what he brings to the table in terms of leadership and playmaking abilities for the back end of this defense.
Yeah, you can only hear it so many times and read it so many times. You have somebody that can tell you how they lived it and tell you by example, here's what you should do. If you're going to take that chance, you're going to jump that pass from that under position at corner. Here's what you should do with it. Here's the angle you should take that cuts off the most of the options for the quarterback. For instance, they talk about some of those throws. You watch training camp here. I have pitied the young corners here for quite a few years because no matter who the new guy is, first week and a half, 2 weeks, they saw nothing but 81 every single time. And he used to take great glee in just carving these young guys up.
John in California, Randy, is next here on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
What's up, John? Bring it.
Quick compliments to your unbelievable producers at Sirius putting this in coast-to-coast coverage. It's unreal when they rattle off the cities. With the Belichick speak, I think the media needs to take responsibility. When you listen to the raw press conferences of Belichick, a lot of these guys ask the first rule of reporting. They ask yes or no questions. They make statements and expect him to fill it in. Rex Ryan, he's a guy that will help a reporter out and answer a yes or no question. Belichick just doesn't do the media's job for him. And
I disagree with you completely. I think there are some great journalists who cover this team. I think that they ask some incredible questions. I mean, Bill's got his approach, and Coach Belichick is going to join us, Randy, coming up in a few minutes. We're looking forward to that, and we'll talk to him about his team and the expectations for 2011. No, that's not the media. I mean, the Boston media, they ask the questions. That's a tough, hard-nosed media. And the fan base, the rabid fan base in Boston demands it, but that's how Bill likes to approach it. And let's be honest, it's worked here in New England.
Yeah, he has to be accessible and has to be accessible a certain amount. And he's very, very accessible to the media here. One of the jobs he doesn't have to do is write their articles and or provide their facts for them. And it's what he chooses to do and how he chooses to handle it. It's no reflection on them. It leaves them, I think, more work to do to sort of fill in the blanks and fill in the stories. And I think what they've learned here is they have pretty good football instincts in this market.
Ken in Salt Lake City, Randy, is next here on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Hey, guys. I'm a huge Wes Welker fan, and I tell you, with the addition of Ocho Cinco, and if he works well within the team, are we going to see a big production number out of Wes Welker with that availability?
I think Wes Welker, Randy, is going to have another incredible season. I think that, even as much as I like the dynamic and diverse tight ends, and you bring in Chad, and Woodhead is such a huge factor in that passing attack, I think the security blanket for Tom Brady remains Wes Welker.
Well, and there's 16 games, and one of the constants is going to be, you not only stretch a defense vertically down the field, you also stretch them horizontally. And Wes Welker is such a pressure point type receiver in that horizontal stretch. You may be in the perfect defense. He's just going to get in a hole, and he knows defense that well. And I think he's going to be a guy that's going to get his percentage on a week-to-week basis. I don't believe you're going to see one receiver get 120 passes, but I expect him to still be in the triple digits probably.
I think so. I mean, you look at his skill sets, and you look where he lines up, and you look at the strength on the outside, and, oftentimes he gets single coverage. I think that 100 catches for Wes Welker is not a bold prediction or subject to hyperbole in any way, shape, or form. Hollywood in Minnesota is next here on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Hey, good morning, fellas. I want to give a shout-out to you guys back in the studio, too, because you guys are doing a heck of a job making all of us feel a part of every camp, even if it is your team or not your team. And I want to bring up Belichick in comparison to a couple of managers in the major leagues. He reminds me a lot of Bobby Cox and Tony La Russa, the way he's able to utilize the talent that is given to him and scout it out around him, and also look into the future for his team outside of the box of most head coaches, because Belichick has a mind of it's going to be his way, and it's the way of the Belichick era, because he's built this over the last 10 or 15 years, and it's an era like Bill Walsh did. 25 years from now, we are going to be talking about what Belichick implemented into the National Football League, and my hat.
I don't even think we need to wait. I think we are currently talking about it. I mean, going back to his days with the Giants, Randy, and talking about what he did with the Jets, and then obviously changing the culture and winning all these Super Bowls in New England. We're talking about one of the best minds, one of the best coaches in sports history.
Yeah, one of the really intriguing things to me about being around this team every preseason is trying to figure out what the yearly incarnation / metamorphosis points are going to be for the offense or for the defense, and no one spends more time, and a lot of coaches do, but no one spends more time than Bill in the offseason picking college brains and other pro guys' brains and seeing where the game is heading and being out on the bumper, the front bumper, instead of the rear bumper on a lot of the stuff that's, whether offensive or defensively, is on cutting edge.
Paul in New Hampshire, Randy, is next here on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
How you guys doing today?
What's up, Paul?
Hey, Randy, this one goes out to you. I want you to grade New England's offensive line for this upcoming season, and what's Todd Light's status there on his injury, and when do they expect him back?
That'd be Matt Light.
Matt Light, sorry.
Yeah. I give this offensive line personally, the regular season, probably a B to B plus, but I'm going off the last thing I saw. And Brady got hit too much, and they didn't run the ball effectively enough. So as of right now, this offensive line's got a weak C- to a D, and a lot of room to make up. I think they can be more physical, and I think they have it in them. They've done it in the past, but it's a matter of practicing and doing it on a more regular basis, both on the practice field and also in games.
What do you think Nate Soldier factors in when you look at the physicality of the offensive line?
A little bit. He's going to be a work in progress because of his size, real rangy at, heck, he's legitimately 6'8", 6'9". He's going to be about 310, 315 or so. He's going to have to fill out some, but I'd hate to be a defense. Imagine him playing one tight end and Gronkowski being the other tight end in a goal line type package, which is very realistic to see happen. Yeah. And then, it was Vrabel for all those years. Why can't a former tight end like Solder, who came to Colorado as a tight end, in fact started there as a tight end, do the same kind of things in their goal line package?
Bill Belichick going to join us in a little bit. More of your outstanding telephone calls coming up. 877 NFL Kick right after a comprehensive 2-minute drill.
Sirius XM NFL Radio 2-minute drill.
Philadelphia Eagles star receiver Deshaun Jackson yesterday ended his 11-day holdouts reporting to training camp. Jackson disgruntled about the final year of his rookie deal. It's set to pay him just $600,000 this year. He was there for the walkthrough yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, Denver's quarterback situation has Kyle Orton as the number 1, Tim Tebow as the number 2, and Brady Quinn as 3. Now, Orton has been taking almost all of the first-team snaps, with Tebow and Quinn sharing work with the second and third teams. Now, our training camp tour yesterday stopped in with the San Diego Chargers and Detroit Lions. Chargers head coach Norv Turner telling SiriusXM NFL Radio that he's been making plans for Malcolm Floyd.
When we signed Malcolm Floyd the other day, someone reminded me that Malcolm Floyd, Antonio Gates, and Vincent Jackson stepped on the field together one time last year, one of our 16 games. So when you see those three guys out there together, it gets real exciting.
As for Detroit Lions head coach Jim Schwartz, what do you need to do to get Matthew Stafford to the next level?
The big thing is been surrounding him with weapons, and make him comfortable in everybody that he has can make a play. Matt obviously is the leader of our team and is going to make plays for us. But I think part of that is confidence that he doesn't have to make every play.
Also, Arizona Cardinals Pro Bowl safety Adrian Wilson has a torn muscle in his biceps, but wants to try to play through it. However, he also now plans to get a second medical opinion to see if the damage is any worse than what the first doctor told him. Yesterday, Coach Ken Whisenhunt saying that he would give no timetable for Wilson's return, but does expect him to play this season. And the New England Patriots have bolstered their defensive line, announcing they've signed defensive ends Andre Carter and Sean Ellis. With SiriusXM NFL Radio, I'm Dan Lang.
Sirius XM NFL Radio 2-minute drill.